Day is October 23rd, and my response was to come to your book tour. Wow, I love the big, beautiful book of bass, and I love the lyrics. The professor's lyrics are timeless. How did you come up with the bass lines that complement the lyrics? For instance, on Free Will, how easy was it to come up with that famous bass line?
Well, thank you. I have some advice for you. You have to ask for more expensive gifts when you. Seriously, the most fun for me is playing bass. More than any other aspect of my job in Rush or outside of Rush, I love to play bass. So writing bass parts it's just the best job. It's just so much fun, so interesting. And sometimes I write the bass part and then I write the vocal melody around the bass part. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the bass part, and sometimes during the recording session, after I hear Neil put down his rhythm section, I start changing it to accommodate some of his movements, and that's really a great back and forth. And Neil and I used to talk about improvising in the studio, and once we kind of got our on the same wavelength, it was great fun to lay down those tracks. And sometimes, like a song like The Anarchist, for example, I put the bass tracks down, and then I went in and sang all the vocals, and then I went to play the two live, like in rehearsal, and it was like, fuck man, I can't do this. The vocal has a completely different rhythmic pattern to what the bass is doing, so what do you do? So I sat in my little studio at home and I played that bass part over and over and over and over and over again until I didn't have to think about it anymore. And then I could try to sing it, and like a drummer kind of split my mind into two, and thankfully it worked out. So the song like Free Will, of course, a lot of that song was driven by the bass part. I mean, it really is an integral part of that tune. So it was relatively easy to sing and play at the same time, but how we came up with these ideas, I can't even remember anymore. But I always loved to play Free Will, obviously, because that's a song that I could really show off a little bit.
I opened a giant block of Rush this afternoon with Free Will, and also played Headlong Flight.
So, thank you, man.
Oh, no, it was fun. I mean, well, I love to get into the deeper cuts. You know, there's Spirit of Radio, but there's so many other beautiful, deep songs, and the fans always want to hear them. So I just think it's important to throw those in.
That's great. Thank you.
Matthew Clark in Moorestown, New Jersey.